and things like that, which can lead to weak or brittle bones. Calcium helps to prevent some of that degeneration. It also promotes proper muscle functioning and nerve signaling. So, again, just allowing you to be able to complete your daily activities and be active. Um, cheese also has a lot of vitamin A in it, which is, like I stated before, really important for eye health, skin health, and immune functioning. And then B vitamins, again, they're important in various bodily functions and promote healthy skin, hair, and even can help support healthy sleep. And it's a good source. Cheese is a good source of healthy fats, so that helps to keep you full for longer. Can help with regulating, cholesterol levels and things like that as well. And then finally, we have our veggie sprinkles, or however we want to phrase it, to go into the pizza. Vegetables are rich in a lot of different vitamins, again, antioxidants, they're high in fiber. And we've talked about this, I think, in a few other sessions, but fiber is just really important in your diet for a lot of things, digestive health, heart health, lowering cholesterol levels, blood sugar control. Fiber actually slows the absorption of sugar into your blood. And so it prevents like rapid spikes in your blood sugar. And then also, fiber can be helpful in detoxification because it binds to like toxins and waste in your body and then facilitates their elimination through your GI tract and bowel movements. So I think that's most of what I have for the general nutritional information for this meal kit. Does anybody have any specific questions about any of those things?
Yeah, I do. Sorry, I'm just like really tired right now into deliveries, but
The lutein, I think that's how I might be saying it wrong. The lutein in tomatoes and how that
Mhm.
relates to eye health or anything. Any insights there, Maddie?
Um, you said lutein
Yeah,
or lutein?
lutein. Yeah. See, I
Hmm.
thought I might slaughter the name of it, but
No,
I kind
that
of
is
didn't
a
know.
great question. I'm not sure about I think lutein maybe. Um, so it's an antioxidant,
Okay.
and typically antioxidants have like anti-inflammatory effects and things like that. So it can maybe help with things like eye strain or headaches. I would think that that might be maybe the way that it would contribute to eye health.
Okay.
Um, Apparently, I just, on a quick search, I also see that it can help reduce the risk of age-related degeneration in your eyes as well. So it can help
I
protect your
think
eyes
that
from that.
that I think that might be what I had heard, and I either heard it from somebody or I read it, and so I just wanted to confirm it with you since you're a resource tonight. I love it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, thank you, Maddie.
absolutely. hmm Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that either before this, but yes, it does look like it does help prevent against degeneration in your eyes as well.
um,
Sonia, go ahead.
yeah, I was wondering about like so I had my gallbladder taken out, and after I had my gallbladder taken out, I'd get like sulfur burps a lot. And so I was wondering, like you said, that that helps get rid of toxins, the fiber, right?
hmm
Do you think that would help with like lessening sulfur burps from the toxins that build up from not having my uh, gallbladder anymore?
Um, I would think that fiber would be helpful just because of that specific detoxification function of fiber. So yes, I do think that including more fiber in your diet would help with that.
Okay, thank you.
hmm
Does anybody else have any questions? I guess I have a question too, which I feel like a lot of us struggle as Americans with serving sizes when it comes to pizza, especially ones that aren't homemade. Like I think our meal kit has like a lot of benefits to it. But when you're out and about, like you know, you don't want to eat just like 2 pieces, but like what is like, you know, typical serving size when it comes to that? Or is there like a rule of thumb?
Um, that's a good question. I think it's hard to say because like pizzas themselves come in so many sizes, you know, like if you order a small or a medium or a large, how many inches across is the pizza? There's the personal pan pizzas and things like that as well. So I'd say a good rule of thumb, if it's a relatively large pizza, is probably 2 slices is about a serving size. If it's a really big pizza, and like, because I've seen, you know, the slices get bigger than the size of your head, then that's probably, you know, 1 slice is probably good for a serving size of those pizzas. But I think it really probably depends on where you go.
Very fair. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I'm wondering, do you grease the pan for this thing, this pizza here? Does anyone know that? And I tried like do my best to
did.
get this dough on here. You
good.
did?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
just to be sure. It looks good.
Okay, well I gotta
Yep.
now peel it up and somehow grease the pan because I didn't put grease on it.
Just lift up the edges a little bit and just put a little bit of oil. You just need a little bit on your fingers to get under there.
Okay.
Oh, the other thing I was gonna say that I chose to do with the vegetables, I sauteed them just lightly before and I did that with a little olive oil too. Just because then they're sure to get done before I was afraid maybe the dough would get done before my vegetables would be all the way done. So I just a little insight into what I did.
All right. Yeah, I got mine going to like cooking on the skillet just because I don't know. I figured that was a good idea.
It smells really good. It gets you ready to have your pizza.
Yeah. This is interesting. I don't know if I've ever spread out a dough like this. I had to have in my time. All right.
I thought it spread really easily. What did you think,
Huh?
Amber? I thought that the dough spread pretty easily.
Yeah, where is Amber?
Yeah, I stretched it out I just grabbed it and kind of let it hang and stretch it out before I flapped down onto my pan. Huh.
I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then sauce. My hands are all greasy. Oh.
Does anybody have any more questions for Maddie?
Ooh, I think I overcooked my veggies, but that's
Not
okay.
really.
Well, thank you so much for all that amazing information. Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks for the info.
Thank you for
Yeah,
the info.
totally.
You're so smart and your input is amazing. We appreciate it because it's like I feel like you think of pizza and you just like want to think that it's not good for you, but it can totally be made good for you as
Yeah,
you prove it.
absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
pizza. I could eat it every day, so that's good to know that it ain't bad for you all the way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Unless you get it from like
Definitely has some
Domino's.
benefit.
And
Well,
I'm
even
sure
at
if I
Domino's
made
pizza,
my
you know.
made my own crust like this, like it would be healthier in different ways.
Mhm.
So
You could,
And
and then you can
besides, I
make like a
wanna-
cauliflower crust. Learn how to make a cauliflower crust and make it really healthy. You know.
no, I never
And
have, but I've
vegetables are-
always wanted to. Cause I like cauliflower anyways, and I would just be really good. So
Yeah. I
if
agree.
you know how, then you'll have to teach me how, okay?
Okay.
Guys,
Mhm.
I did something crazy one time and I want to share it because
Okay.
But you know what? I took so I like to go to the gym. I like to eat high protein so I can build my muscles and whatnot. And I've taken like cans of like canned chicken and you
Yeah.
blend it up and with like an egg white just like an egg and Parmesan cheese and it becomes a crust. And then you can make like a Caesar salad pizza. And like you can make a crust out of canned chicken.
Really?
Yes, I've done it before, like a couple times, and like it's crazy, but it ups the protein so much, and it like
I bet it's so good.
Did you
yeah,
say
I mean, it is.
it as the crust?
Yeah,
so
you
say
could
that
you
again. What it? Come
oh,
again?
okay. Listen up, buckle up. Okay, so I can't. So like a thing of canned chicken, just like a tuna thing, and then you put it in like a food processor with which I have like a little mini one, with one egg and some Parmesan cheese, and you can like spread it onto a baking like parchment paper and crisp it up, and then you add toppings on later, and you can make like a high protein pizza crust.
Huh.
It's the darndest stuff you can find out on the internet.
I'm
Like,
gonna remember
Yum.
that. That is a terrific idea.
And
yeah,
I don't like canned chicken. I like canned chicken.
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, it
idea.
kind of like shifts around the nutrients a lot too, because like Maddie was saying that the dough is a very good like carbohydrate source, but if you like want to have a bunch of the carbs like, on top, like I don't even know what you would put on like mac and cheese pizza. Okay. Yeah,
I
fantastic.
think Bulldog makes mac and cheese pizza.
Yeah, you can make anything in pizza. You can make any kind of pizza that'll hurt desires, Look at pizza.
Absolutely.
Breakfast pizza.
Or whatever.
But all I'm saying is that like it ends up being like if you're just having a regular mac and cheese pizza, which is amazing, yeah, whatever. But like if you were to change out the crust for being high protein, then it's like, more well balanced.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. I'm keeping it in mind. And then slices of tomatoes on top
Yeah.
and a basil leaf on each tomato, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm
I
on it.
want some when you
Thank
make it, Cindy.
Brianna. That was a good.
I'll be darned. Oh my gosh.
Go all out and make a balsamic like drizzle, Mom.
Yeah, that'd be
All right,
good too.
so this is what my pizza looks like.
I'm cooking my crust.
Alicia, that looks beautiful.
Did that?
Holy, you just made that already? Is it already cooked?
No, but I got it put together.
I was gonna say, holy crap, how'd you cook that already?
No, now how long do I cook it? That's what I need to know. You're muted,
muted, Mom.
Cindy. You're muted.
There we go.
Oh, I'm
I
hot.
set my oven to 425 to preheat it, and then I backed it down to 400, and mine's just about done, and I'm letting it go for just about almost 20 minutes
Okay.
because I like my crust to be nicely brown. So that's a matter of preference too, I guess, but 400 is the short answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm excited to taste this because I am. So here goes all this goodness.
You scared him? Funny.
I'm so excited for you. That looks beautiful.
Thank you. That inspires me. Like I'm really glad I was able to join tonight. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, we are too. But wow, Cindy, that looks
Mom.
beautiful.
Yummy,
Ta-da.
yummy.
That looks amazing.
It smells so good, you guys. Yeah.
I bet.
Goodness.
My mouth is watering.
Yee-hoo. I'll plug this phone in.
Oh,
Yeah, see, like
I'm
I would normally have to be
sorry.
rushing out the door, leaving right now to go to dance class for Riley. So I'm glad that I got to do this because I can't tell you when I would have made this pizza throughout the week. But just because normally it's so busy and she's got school and appointments and I work, and this week there's no school and I get a break today. So
Busy mama.
always it's a busy schedule.
Well, we are so happy that you could join us this week. I'm very happy. Thank you. This is awesome.
Maddie, question for you. It's not actually nutrition related. It's just related to what year are you in med student?
Honey, I'm
Oh, okay.
as soon as I'm
Yeah.
done.
So what year in school are you?
I'm in my first year of med school.
Oh gosh, I wouldn't have guessed that because
Oh,
you
no.
seem, yeah, your persona is very confident.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
so yeah, yep, and
Well,
it's such
thank
good information too.
Well, I'm happy to provide it, and I'm really happy to be back here with you guys this week and be with you for the next couple weeks as well.
Amber, how are you doing?
Good. I don't have a pizza pan, so I'm using a cake pan, a glass Pyrex cake pan.
I mean, whatever will work. You
More of
know,
a
my mom.
rectangular pizza.
What?
More of a rectangular pizza.
That's okay. Oh, question. Oh my gosh. Squares versus triangles for pizza.
Huh?
What's the verdict?
It depends. It depends on who I'm cutting it for.
Oh, me.
I don't know. Probably it's I think it's just because I'm thinking like if you get it from the store. I don't know. I suppose I'd ask you. We don't have pizza that much. Lucas, do you have like your stuff with? Do you like your stuff? Your pizza comes squares and triangles.
That was funny. The little emoji just like hung around on my on my screen
Yeah.
for a minute.
I
That
was
was
looking at
cool.
that. I was like,
Go figure. He likes it in triangles.
triangles. Got it.
I guess I've never given him the option of squares or triangles.
I like triangle.
I like the rectangular shaped pizza from school.
Well,
like
one
the
time I
cafeteria.
really threw Riley off
Oh.
when I gave her a square pizza. Yep.
Mom, heart.
Oh, here's a heart.
Oh,
Oh.
I went with squares.
Oh.
I don't know.
Squares?
Yeah, on Friday nights, Pa used to always cut the pizza into square pizza, vintage Italian pizza.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Sammy's has squares.
Well, yeah, I feel like here's my verdict. I think that like I like triangles because they're like easier to just like, start off with one bite and then you do two bites and then you do like three bites. I like that kind of thing, like the activity of it. But I like when you're going out someplace if they have them in squares because you can have more like like if they have a bunch of different pizzas, you can just be like, oh, this. Because
Good points.
Just a little square. It's just perfect.
That is a great philosophy for eating pizza, man. Like,
it's fantastic. Sonia.
Oh,
that makes so much
what
sense.
is Sonia doing over there? Is she clapping?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So me.
Who's doing all that? Is that Sonia Eagle doing all that?
Yeah. Yeah, she said.
Okay, more cheese. More
What is
cheese,
this?
please.
Oh,
Be right back. What in the?
yum.
This is a reaction. That's crazy.
Okay.
What is everybody's favorite type of pizza?
Hmm.
And I'm getting my
Ooh.
kitchen cleaned in the process while I'm doing this, so I feel really motivated too. Just FYI. Killing it.
You know, one other thing, Maddie, I don't know if Amber mentioned it or not, but we even had a little celery for our pizza.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Full of crunch. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the trio or whatever that they like in French cuisine, that like onion, what is it, onion, carrot, and celery or whatever. How it's all chopped up and they use that like for a base for flavor for a lot of things. It's kind of like it was the melody of vegetables like that, all just like chopped up.
Is that mirepoix?
I don't know. We could have Dana.
Well,
One of the sauce names?
Huh?
Are you talking about one of the French sauce names?
The vegetable trio that they put together, the onions, carrots, and celery that they chop up really fine and they use for flavor in the beginning of like making stocks, and
Yeah.
a lot in Italian cooking uses it a lot too.
I made hollandaise sauce this weekend.
Did you? Did it turn out?
It turned
I
out
bet.
perfect. Yeah.
Nice. Was Danny impressed?
Huh?
Was Dano
Yeah.
impressed?
Oh yeah, he really was.
My brother's a cook. He's been a cook for
Yeah.
years.
When I mean, when he says something good, it's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? But
Yep.
yeah, it
I
turned out
made it.
really good. We didn't have meat on it. It was a vegetarian one in the sense that it was just the egg, but there was the hollandaise on there. And on an English muffin, it was so good.
Oh,
That sauce is delicious.
Yeah, it
I
is.
haven't had eggs Benedict in so long, and like I think the last time I had it was at Sarah's table, and
Yeah.
I love
I've heard
syrup.
that. Well, I've heard that hollandaise sauce is hard to make. Is it?
We learned a really, really easy way. This
Yeah,
guy taught us a hack.
we learned from an expert, right, Amber?
Yeah, and
Okay.
he taught us in a hack way to where he uses a glass bowl on top of a saucepan of boiling water to do like a slow method instead of putting it on direct heat. So then that way he can do other things too and like go back to it. And if it gets too hot, he just lifts the bowl out of the water and lets it cool a little bit and puts it back. And
Yeah.
but it's just whisking butter into egg yolk and then adding lemon and salt at the end.
And I think that the trick was the lemon just put in very slowly at the end.
Yeah.
And keep your wisp going while you're drizzling the oil or the lemon there.
Yeah, right at the end.
Yeah,
And taste it for flavor.
Yep.
Yeah, and keeping it off direct heat like really gives you a lot of grace to be able to just like, because if not, it's on direct heat, you gotta watch it.
So I use that.
Huh?
You have a double boiler?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lucky. So that was perfect then. Because otherwise, of course, it's so easy. You take your eyes off it for 2 seconds and it's too
Matter
hot.
of fact, this is what it is.
Cool.
Oh,
And then the
Awesome.
other pan sits on top.
Sweet.
Ready?
So it's not like direct heat. It's like
I think QMD is having some power issues. The light will be back on in a minute.
I was
How
like, how did
Leaving
your
or-
light?
That was
There we go.
I was gonna say I'm talking too much, Maddie. I'm sorry.
How about that
No,
induction
not at
plate?
all.
That's crazy, man. Have you guys heard of an induction plate for cooking? Like this thing doesn't even get hot. Like the surface of it doesn't even get hot. What happens is there's magnets in it that spin a certain way that interacts with the metal of the pot that you put on it, and that induces heat to happen inside the pot to cook the food. But yet you could touch the hot plate and it's not hot because it's super confusing, but so cool.
The advancements in utensils and like what is like pots and pans and stuff is crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Lucas,
That is gonna be I can't wait to spend a fortune on like pots and pans when I'm older. Oh my gosh. Cooking game is gonna be
They
crazy.
tell him maybe he wants. Maybe he
Sitting how is it?
You'd be surprised what you can find just even at Goodwill in terms of nice pots and pans, though. You know,
That's
you
I
don't
really
have
want
to- I've had good luck anyway. Matter of fact, the Instapot that I bought, I found it at Goodwill, and I did pay $40 for it, but it was probably an $80 machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't care for using it, but I gave it to Amber and she uses it.
Well, I
Right?
gotta get that here. She's had it since her wedding.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they work, you know, and this
They're
one works.
amazing. And I bet for her and the boys and Anthony, it works really great for her to just be able to like make some, throw it in the pot and.
Yeah, especially when she's working all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get one of those. Or like the Instapots.
That's what it is. It's amazing. They're so cool. Girl, I cooked a frozen chicken and the vegetables in like half an hour. And it was done. I was like, it was at 20 minutes, it said it was done. And I was like, no, it's got to cook for a little bit longer. Like, I just didn't feel right eating it because it was so fast.
Oh my gosh. And like the pressure, I don't know how that science works, but so that's where, well, Savers is where I got my mini food processor. And that is like one of my favorite purchases.
Yeah.
Like my favorite finds that I've found. I'm like, and it
Yeah,
works.
is it one that's just a little one like so?
Mhm.
Does it plug in?
Yeah.
Cool. So
Yeah.
I have two. I've got one that's
Oh
small
yeah.
like that, which is so handy for just like making like spreads if you're
pesto
wanting spreads on a cracker or something. And then I've got my bigger one.
That's what I need to get actually I don't need right now because I only just like make enough stuff for whatever. But sometimes I do wish I had a bigger one because like you want to like fit. Like, I'll make baked oats and I'll put them in the food processor, like blend everything up, and then pour out whatever. But
Well,
sometimes
yeah,
I'm like,
especially if you work out and you're trying to like build muscle and stuff like that, you could probably use a bigger food processor to like meal plan around that, right? To get like
yeah,
protein, whatever made in quantity, like bulk or whatever, and freeze it. And
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I like to cook my food fresh. I specifically make time out of my day to like cook because I like having fresh food. And so I don't know. But like so far it's been working. But I'm like, Mom, if you ever want to get a new one, you should give me your old one. That's all I'm
hey,
saying.
that's the best way sometimes. Right?
Christmas is coming.
Yeah, Christmas is coming. My birthday's coming actually, March 13th.
Nice.
Oh,
Today.
wow.
Right before St. Patty's Day.
Yes, that I love that it like falls on like the same
Huzzah.
weekend. Huzzah! Huzzah! My favorite word. But I'm really excited.
Ooh, that looks good already. That crust really plumps up nice, doesn't it?
It did, and it tastes really good.
Cool.
Was
Cool,
it?
cool.
Did you say it was homemade? Like, did you guys mix something, or how did you guys make it?
Mom and one of Sonia's boys, was it Ian or Dante?
Yeah.
It was Ian.
Yep, and then Kadar, Parna's nephew, made pizza dough today.
We made
They
it so much. It was like all over the counter, and I felt like
worked
I was
perfectly, though.
into the flour bag and everything else. Boy, that was something.
Yeah, it was cool. You
That
guys
was fun.
They worked so
perfect.
hard on it. I got some good pictures too. So
Did you?
Did you, Sonia?
It
yes,
was
I
everywhere.
did. I took so many pictures of you guys making that dough. It was so cute.
Yeah, it's a massive amount of dough. 122 servings worth, like that's yeah, enough pizza dough for 36 families to have. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of dough. So I think that it just would look massive regardless. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like when you it's like you too when it's done, and it's great because it could be super super wet and you just get sprinkled like the littlest bit of flour, and if it's just the littlest bit too much, then it's too dry and it's like, oh man. So it's quite the process of, because once it gets too dry, you can't really get it wet again, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair. And I was wondering, so it came in the dough form.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it, so I was like,
Yeah.
what's going
And
on?
they made the dough today.
Yeah. It was
God,
as fresh as they could get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Messy.
And then we just put it into. Do you get a kit, Brianna?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. What they did was they divided the dough up then into Ziploc bags
Oh, okay.
like
Yep.
this.
We separated it into 122 balls.
Ah, okay. Because I was wondering if it was gonna be something like that, or if it's gonna be like the dumplings last week where you like added water to the mix.
No.
And okay.
We could do that too to give them the experience making the dough too, though. At some point, that'd be a good idea. That way the kids could interact with that and stuff.
That
It
is
was-
Yeah, but I would love to see 125 servings of pizza dough
Oh,
in.
So much dough. You know those big silver bowls we use? 3 of them.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Holy smokes!
Well, 2.5.
And I
Because one of them was a little bit
Mom,
smaller.
I glitched.
plus we made
A lot of
that is
7
gluten-free.
gluten-free.
A lot of dough.
Oh, okay.
Was it 7? Yeah, 7 gluten-free servings, and that
Yeah,
dough turned really nicely too.
Yeah, it did. And that's really good dough. If that's the dough you made last week for the cooking show, that's really, really good dough.
Yeah,
I like that
not,
gluten-free.
I haven't
Yeah, it
gotten
was
much
actually.
traction with the gluten-free thing, but
Yeah.
it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how does gluten? Like, I've been curious about this, which Maddie, you might be able to answer me too. But like, how does gluten really affect the like baking and stuff, or cooking, like any kind of like,
Yeah, that is a good question. So actually, I recently had to go gluten-free. So I've started baking without gluten, and I've had to kind of navigate that a little bit because I do really love to bake. But I know that what gluten typically provides in baking is like structure and elasticity. So kind of like what keeps, cakes or bread and things like that
Like a
together.
binder.
Yes,
Mm.
it is kind of like a binder. But then there are other types of flour and stuff that kind of do similar things. So like oat flour, almond flour, and things like that that kind of function the same way. I will say like typical flour probably works the best, and you kind of have to add maybe some other things into different types of flour. But yeah, that's kind of how it functions.
What happens, like, because I've been lately wondering if I am gluten intolerant because I just don't really eat like much bread. But whenever I do have like sandwiches and stuff at work or like pasta, I feel like my stomach will just like blow up like a balloon. But like, because I'm not cautious of what foods have gluten in it. I'm just like, if it's in
You
front
get
of me, I'm
like
eating.
brain fog and stuff too, like afterwards, like or like the following day. Do you notice if you're more like brain foggy the next day, just like oh, or like a really decline in your what would be your baseline for like energy?
That's a really good question. I haven't really
Test it.
noticed.
Eat some
I-
bread and test how you feel, and like write it down and be like, oh yeah, try it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's
Especially if
true.
you're not gonna get super sick, why not, right? Like, hey.
Yeah, no, because
Yeah,
I really feel very brain drained. But sorry, go ahead, Maddie.
I was just gonna say, if you are like gluten intolerant or if you had like celiacs or something like that, which is kind of the extreme end of things, you can still be gluten intolerant and experience kind of some symptoms, but typically you can have like a decrease in energy, like Amber was saying, because your body, like your GI tract gets kind of inflamed because it's reacting to the gluten that might be in the food that you're consuming. And then when it's inflamed, it can't properly absorb nutrients from food as it normally would. And also typically you get like things like bloating, or you might feel like indigestion or heartburn or things like that as well. So yeah, if the next day you are feeling tired after eating some gluten and you had those other symptoms along with it, I think potentially there could be an intolerance there. But
Well, yeah, I'm just like wondering if it's because I like haven't like because I don't eat it that often that it's just like kind of built up. Because I grew up eating bread. Like there was nothing that could go through my body that would affect me. But that's so valid. I did not even think about the brain fog moment, like the part of it.
And can't you
Thank
have
you.
just like a gluten sensitivity instead of a gluten intolerance to where it just like, really just makes you, not up to
yeah,
par.
yeah. And in general, if you're not consuming like a certain kind of food, your body can kind of build up a little bit of an insensitivity to it just because your body's not used to having to break it down or like process it. And so then when you like reintroduce some of those things into your diet, then you could have kind of like a flare up of those kinds of symptoms.
Like, what kind of stuff do you look out for now? Because like you said that you're kind of now going gluten free.
Yeah, in general, I personally think that I have an insensitivity to it now, and so I just avoid it. But like I don't eat normal bread. I eat gluten-free bread. Same with like if I were to have pizza, I'd have a gluten-free pizza instead. But typically if you don't have like celiacs, it's not as extreme as like when you're in restaurants. Sometimes they can't come into contact with gluten at all, so they'll need them to like switch their gloves and stuff in restaurants or avoid food from certain kitchens. But in general, I just avoid, non-gluten-free pasta, bread, things like that. But I still consume those things, just the gluten-free version. I even still bake and stuff. I just use oat flour, almond flour, those kinds of things.
Yeah. Because I'm wondering if it's like maybe sometimes sweet treats or like. Sorry, now I'm like thinking like, what did I eat last week that made me so drained the entire week? Like,
It's a good question though. I know I get like just after I eat bread, like the next day I like feel like I don't even want to get out of bed. Like it's just like I literally it's like I'm dragging like it's like my soul is like 5 feet away from my body as it's moving. I'm just like, oh God, soul just like lethargic. Yeah. Bread's not.
yeah, because I don't even have any bread here, so I'm like, maybe
I
there's something.
didn't even eat that much bread last Wednesday night at the French cooking class. I didn't even eat that much of that bread. And the nest day, I was like, oh my God, I ate too much of that bread. But it was so damn good. It was so good.
Yeah.
Dana made it. It was so good. And I will probably eat it again, knowing that I'm going to feel like crap the next day.
This is exactly what like lactose intolerant people say. And it's so funny to me because like my sister's lactose intolerant. Yeah, no, she's like, oh, I know it's gonna hurt me, but I need it. Like I need cheese, I need ice cream. And I'm like, I don't blame you. suffer, please. Like, I would.
Sometimes it's worth it, you know? You gotta do
Yeah.
what you gotta do, especially if the bread's really good. Like,
I don't know if it's worth it. I just think I lack the self-control to not eat the stuff. It's so
Because
good.
it's so good. It's so good.
I know I'm lactose, and I'll still eat some block cheese, like some slices of the block cheese, because I'm like, I just miss cheese so much.
Hey,
Cheese
you
is
gotta
good.
build your immunity somehow. You gotta keep it in your system. I genuinely feel like it's just building your immunity. I could be wrong about that, but Maddie gave a half nod, so I'm gonna say I'm right.
you know, I want to say that that's exactly how it works. I feel like maybe not in some cases, but
Yeah.
that would, I feel like you can do the reverse for sure. Like if you cut things out of your diet, like I was saying, then that can kind of cause an insensitivity, but I don't know if you can fully overcome like an allergy or a
Oh
sensitivity.
no. If it's like
Yeah.
celiac or like you're actually like completely dairy free and stuff, that's understandable. But I do feel like, like I said, like I'm like if I started like introducing foods back into my diet that I don't usually eat, then it's like ouchies, but like maybe it'd be like less ouchies over time.
Yeah, like building up a
You should build
tolerance.
a
Yeah,
tolerance to
potentially.
it.
Hmm.
Tolerance. That's the word.
I know in like homeopathic medicine and stuff, they do like a like versus like, or like whatever like thing, to where like somebody who has like a nut allergy, they'll give them like a sugar tablet with like this micro teeniest tiniest dose of like whatever, and then that will build up a tolerance over time to where then they
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
I read a book about that one time. I was just fascinated by that. Like, wow.
Things that people will do, but I guess
It
that
would be really, really, really like with a medical, like somebody who knows, you guys would be like, oh, I'm just going to start ingesting some almonds if you're allergic to nuts, like just one a day, and like, you want to be monitored, probably really, yeah. Oh crap! I just totally messed up the crust. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, it's so stuck to the pan.
help, anybody ideas? Could Sonia.
I'm gonna try to cook it a little bit longer. Maybe it will like unstick. Maybe it's just still too doughy. You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe, yeah. I was gonna say, if it's
I know what I mean, but I can't explain it.
Is
you-
it brown around?
It's not
Is the
quite done
dough
yet.
brown yet?
No,
Is
it's
the
not quite
dough
done yet. So I'm thinking once it browns, it will like let loose, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
deep dish pizza.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Thank you, Mom.
Otherwise, grab a spatula
Mhm.
when you
Yeah.
take it out. And,
I was using a fork. Why not use a sharp pronged fork to try to do some,
I
Why
just
not?
gave you those bamboo utensils for Christmas. Use one of them and just scrape it, put it, lift it, kind of. Where's
Go get them.
on that thought? Yeah, I'm with Sonia. I have a lactose intolerance too, but it's crazy because I love yogurt and I can tolerate the yogurt. I love ice cream. I can tolerate a little bit of ice cream. It's all like in moderation. I don't like exceed. So like on my pizza, I've got cheese and stuff, and I can tolerate that. But a lot of times, you feel like you just want a glass of milk. So like to go with pizza or a bowl of chili and you just want a glass of milk. If I did that, I'd be a hurting unit for sure.
No.
Yeah. But so I drink almond milk usually.
Mm-mm.
And but Amber recently turned me on to oat milk, and that's becoming my favorite now. It's so
Yeah.
good.
I think oat milk is like the best tasting.
So
alternative.
creamy.
Yeah, literally. And also, I don't know. There's like a weird aftertaste with almond milk that I'm not personally a huge fan of.
Like chemically.
Yeah,
I find
probably.
It have like a chemical undertone to me. Like that's why for the longest time I've been like, there's so much shit in our food that the food industry is producing that it's not good for us. Like all the like all the things, all the litany
You can
list of
make
things.
your own almond milk.
Yeah, you used to do
It's
that,
pretty
didn't you?
expensive to make your own though.
With
by
like
the
a
time
cheese
you-
cloth or something.
What's that?
Didn't you used to make some with cheese with the cheesecloth? You would strain your almonds or whatever. You'd soak
Yeah,
them and
just with a nutmeg, yeah. hmm
Mm-hmm.
But it's
I made
expensive.
some. Yeah, because it's a lot of nuts, and
Organic
nuts
almonds
are
are still
expensive.
expensive.
Nuts are
But when I
expensive.
buy almond milk, I don't buy the half gallons that you can find in the cooler. I get the little containers.
Oh,
They're on the shelf, and I'm
yeah.
trying to think of the name. I don't have any right now because I had the oat milk.
Mhm.
But that's pretty good. And don't get it sweetened. Just get the original, no flavors or anything, and it tastes pretty
Mhm.
darn good. You know, it doesn't taste chemical or anything. It just tastes pretty clean. You know, so try that.
That's true. That's the thing. I usually do the unsweetened, like original, whatever. And I think I know what brand you're talking about, but I can't think of it.
Yeah,
It
I
is
can't.
it's interesting. What?
Almond breeze. Maybe it's
Yes,
almond breeze.
that's one of
Um,
them. Yeah, there's a few, I think.
there is, and I used to be on soy, but then there's so many reports about, you know, the ill benefits of soy too. So
Oh,
I switched and I just went to the almond milk. And like I say, I was making my own and it was, oh my gosh, it was so tasty, but too expensive. I can't do that. It's just cheaper for me to buy it.
yeah.
hmm
It is sad though because you try that really good stuff and you're like, I want to go back to it, but like I can't for a while. Shit,
Yeah,
Maddie,
it's
do you
so
have any?
easy.
What?
It's so easy to make it.
Yeah,
You know, just
I think.
literally soak a cup of almonds overnight, drain them, rinse them, drain them, and then throw them into your blender with a quart of water and whiz that up and then strain it. And it is something that you got to drink like fairly quickly because it'll start to separate.
Mhm.
But it's
You know,
so good. It's not a problem for one person to drink a quart, you know,
yeah.
if you, yeah, use a little bit in your tea or on your cereal or out of the glass.
Mhm.
Hi, Luke. Yeah. So anyway, that's my plug for almond milk.
Thanks for
nice.
putting it on.
Yeah.
Also, to let everybody know, it's 6:27.
Yep.
I don't know, but how's everybody doing with Amber? How's your adventure over there?
We have 49 seconds left on my timer.
Okay, I was gonna say 'cause I want to see it when it's done. I need to see it.
22 minutes.
Hmm?
I cooked it for 22 minutes.
22 minutes, and you said 4:25.
Yeah. Yeah, I left it at
Mm.
4:25. Yeah.
I like that. Like yours is like it's like a deep dish pizza,
A little bit. Yeah, for sure.
like lasagna.
Yeah.
Pizza.
That's my holder.
Hey, Brianna,
What's
I
up?
had a question. Did Molly let you know about the recording? Like how to record?
Mm,
Yep, it's recording.
Okay.
Did you
Just double
record that?
checking. Huh?
Did you record that, Sonia? I did
I
not.
started when I got here, but
Okay.
but at the bottom there's an option to record.
Okay.
Oh, I did. It was recording. Shoot.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
restarted too,
I see
just
a
in case.
little symbol up in the top right-hand corner that says REC, which must mean
Yeah.
record. And then
Yeah.
earlier I saw a message come across that said that it was recording in progress or something.
I'm
Yeah.
cooking that here.
So
I started when I got in, so
Please.
it was just for Molly for her to put on the website or chop it up and put it on a video or whatever, you know.
Okay. I thought that somebody said that they recorded like automatically when you start the meeting, but I will remember that from now on. Thank you for starting it and noticing
Yeah,
my
no
gap.
problem.
That's my bad.
I'm cooking it for a little bit longer.
okay, I gotta go though, you guys. So it was fun.
Bye. See you
Have a good rest
tomorrow.
of the night. I'll
Yes,
see you
thanks
tomorrow,
for
Sonia.
joining.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be in tomorrow too. I'll see you guys there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Well,
Can't wait.
I guess
All right.
two of
Is it done now? Like, is it done now?
I'm over here smashing on my
Yes.
food,
Yes,
and
we can call it a night.
I guess I'll I can bring Lucas and Riley over a piece to try. You want to try the pizza? And yours will be
You
done in
wanna
try
like
the pizza?
5 minutes, right, Amber?
Yep.
Are you gonna try
Yeah,
it,
I'm just letting the
Riley?
crust get some brown because it's.
Yeah. At least Lucas.
Of course she will. Lucas is here. She'll try it with Lucas, of course.
Oh, take pictures.
Okay.
Take pictures.
Yeah, take picture, Mom, please. Please.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
She loves.
Take a picture.
Funny.
Thanks for hopping on tonight. This was so much fun. Thank you, Maddie. You're awesome, as per usual.
Yes.
Absolutely.
thank
Good to see you all.
You as well. Have a
Thank you,
great
Amber.
evening. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow.
All right.